And I believe with that screen transition, we are officially live, 4X.
Oh, we are. Awesome. Hey, that's an interesting party already.
Yeah. Good evening, Speed Gaming 5, and welcome to yet another iteration of the Final Fantasy I Randomizer 2022 Spring Tournament. And okay, I finally got a chance to look over Grendy going ham with that party composition. And guardianmarcus making some choices as well.
Yeah, that hence my comment earlier. Yeah, that fighter black mage gonna get levels.
That is a bold strategy, Cotton. I really want to see how it plays out. So the thing is, though, is that fighter is a good fighter. So
Yep.
blessing-wise tonight, that fighter starts with plus 40 vitality and also has a black pelt's vitality gain. I'm not saying that the fighter is going to have 999 HP, like, by level 25, but that's only because I didn't bother to do the math on that, and you shouldn't do math live on Twitch. The Black Mage, meanwhile, starts with 30 HP, and can throw on a black shirt as soon as we find it, assuming we find it. And sacrifices 1 hit percent per level, but as I always say, if you're using a Black Mage for melee, something has gone horribly wrong.
Yes, yeah. Coming back there with it for guardianmarcus there, we got a thief with plus 40 HP, plus 5 luck, and minus 10 hit percent, and a white mage with 7 luck, fighter strength, and minus 10 strength to begin with. Those kind of cancel each other out, but it doesn't matter. Probably not swinging anything with the white mage anyhow.
And a Masa. Reese, our wonderful tracker for tonight, Reese, calling out the Silver Dagger and a Dream strat. And Reese, as his one-time co-op partner, I'm just going to go ahead and say, never do things that Canuck does. Not unless someone else also does them.
Yep.
Canuck did it in a race is not an excuse to do anything, not even breathing.
I don't get the reference, but I can infer pretty well from that. That sounds like a good idea.
The Angry Canuck, before we hit the magic shops here, once fought Carrie with a solo black mage, saber, and a silver dagger. Anyway, hey, there's Fade.
Ice 2? Lock 2? We're good. Everything's fine here.
Yeah, we also did see Cure 3. Cure 3's very nice to see. And chain armor.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Those fighters, they're not dying.
No.
If you're wondering why neither runner opted for a red mage, I'm gonna answer you by just saying what the malice is in this seed. Red mages can't equip ribbons.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
Womp womp is right. But, we're good. We're good. Everything's fine here. Everything's just fine.
It's fine. I mean, Grendy probably would really like to have had Fade, but I think they'll take a black mage with plenty of not die.
Yes.
At least start out.
Yes. And Ice 2 is a good enough early level. You can still take out the pirates. You can take out the pirates with anything that's a sweeper, so that'll do good enough for the early game. Maybe something will roll nice on level 2 for you.
I mean, let's just face it, if Rub were AoE, you could take out the pirates with Rub, too.
Yeah. Alright. Getting to see what Garland has for us.
You can take out with Rub. Garland time!
Yeah, speaking of, we got Ice 2, and I think, was that a Silver Hammer plus 2, or did he get the Wood Hammer plus 2?
I wasn't paying attention to the weapon shop.
That's alright. There's 2 plus 2 hammers in there. Hey, Bottle and TNT. Fun days.
Yeah, we're probably going to see both of these runners go over to Provoca. I have seen the cheeky dwarves play in this tournament, where you get one of the trade-in dwarf cave and just go there beforehand Provoca, and it wound up being a canoe.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I was commenting that one.
You might have. I'm sure it's happened more than once.
I'm sure.
It's one of those things. The cheeky dwarf play is very much a gamble, but it is a gamble that can pay off, especially if it's something where like you can take that provoke a play straight into the river system.
Speaking of cheeky dwarf play, Grendy's heading that direction.
I saw him hit the bridge, but I didn't see him if they took it from there.
Tented past the bridge boss, then headed right back to go check out dwarves.
Okay. Meanwhile, Guardian Marcus giving us a peek in Matoya's chests, and we just get a bunch of gold, but that's perfect because we've got a bunch of magic to buy, probably.
Yep. And if we don't find any magic, it helps out with our item inventory.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, we haven't seen the vendor item yet, it could be a while.
Yes.
And yeah, Twinge, we've got Fighter Black Mage two-man strats out of Grendy, and I'm like, just the rod out of dwarves.
So, while required, not necessarily
Yeah, not
getting
the
you
kind
ahead.
of, yeah, not the kind of thing that you can parlay into something in Provoca.
Hooray dwarf screaming for his freedom, so we're good there.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things like, you know, if say you have a vendor ship in Provoca and the canals off of BK, that rod could still come into play. Honestly, Guardian Marcus, even if that's the case, Guardian Marcus is like 10 seconds in the speedboat away from being able to check dwarves anyway, so...
Yeah. Fog 2 heal. Here, and we are going to see what we got here. Ooh, Duke. Grendy's going to enjoy seeing that. And Bane as well.
And Bane. It's one of those things, we haven't seen Brack yet, so having at least Bane early, it's nice to be able to throw that out against Tia.
Yeah.
And Kraken. It's not ideal, but you take it.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, if you have the level 2 slots, you could also throw Bane at the pirates, because it's hilarious.
It works just about as well as almost anything. Ooh, was that Blizzard Wolves?
I was checking the notes real quick. I didn't see, but well, vanilla ship.
Nice. Are we random? Oh, and they got Flash. Oh, yes, it is Blizzard Wolves, and we have Flash from the Grey Wolves, too. Ugh.
So, this is what I like to call a Marsh Cave is gonna suck situation.
Yep.
Especially because it looks like our encounter table's got a nice little pile.
Yeah, there was a sleep touch for... I couldn't tell if it was from the Ogre or the Creep, but, yeah, got sleep touch from that. And there was stone something else as well. It's yuck.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, it looks like we've got maybe 10, 15 steps at most, and then we've got, like, 2 or 3 encounters clustered together over the next 20. So, not what you want to see.
No.
I mean, if you're going to do an overworld grind, it's great, but, in terms of just, like, getting through dungeons...
Yeah. Maybe just checking it to see maybe what he wants to buy for the fighter, but I don't see any other reason Grendy would be checking the White Mage shop right now. But we got Nuke. Pirates, bye-bye.
Yeah. Well, honestly, that does make sense. Level 2 White Magic is the one that the Knight gets all of the spells on. So, even if you're not going to check level 1 or level 3 because the odds of something good landing where a Knight can use it is relatively low, level 2, it makes sense to just go ahead and check.
Okay. That's fair enough. At least that now you know you don't really have to come back here if you don't want to. Silver +3s for sale here.
I mean, honestly, I might come back for Fog 2 if, like, I don't find a ruse stick or something. Like, Fog is the inferior defensive spell, because it's always better in this game to not get hit.
Yeah.
But it's still one of those things, it can help.
Well, may also been looking for wall, knowing that we got minus 10 MDef. We may not find a ribbon here, so having wall as a backup strat for that fighter, since that minus 10 MDef is going to make a little bit of play, may not have been maybe also what he's looking for, just to see if it might be worth promoting.
Well, I mean, the nice thing about Grendy just going with a fighter and a black mage, it makes it really easy if you find one ribbon to sort of beef up your party quickly.
Oh yeah. Light 3 and fast.
Yeah, and we do see Ruse in level 3 magic. Unfortunately, it's not in a useful place.
Alright. Coming over, gonna check out that level 4 magic.
And remembering, oh wait, I don't have a white mage, and it only go up to 3. But we do find... we find confusion, we find hold. There's your carry murder kit.
Yep, that works.
Yeah.
Elfland got some real estate for sale at 22,500, and only real estate for sale.
So, no sign of our vendor item, no way to... We've got a ship, but we can't take it anywhere. So, I think that this marsh cave has to lead to either the canoe or the canal.
You're right, or whatever. Could be still an interesting fetch quest chain, but...
Oh yeah, that's why I said lead to. It is entirely possible that we get the adamant out of, or the crystal, or the herb out of this, or the crown, and wind up having to run errands for a little bit before we actually get to go somewhere.
Yep. Which, for us in the booth, is all sorts of fun. As a runner, not so much.
Now, see, the real fun is you do all the errands, you wind up with the key, and you have to go dig through all the key lock chests to find the, a loose, whatchamacallit.
The loose item?
Yeah, the loose item that in turn is your progression. That's where the real fun starts.
Alright, so for funsies, that light 2 shirt is happens to be normally the black shirt, and so we got some good armor for that black mage for now.
I was gonna say, I think this is the tankiest black mage we're gonna see, and well...
Are we random yet?
Let the fetch quests roll, and yeah, that is yet again some vanilla.
Time to do some errands here. Right. So Guardian, getting the crown, walking it out, and nuking it out. There we go. Gets rid of those lobsters pretty quick. And see, this is where the we went north, and we got ourselves an Invis 2 stick out of that.
So that, if Grendy checks all of Marsh bottom, which he's actually checking the top of Marsh.
Well, with the fighter, and it being only the fighter, we do want specific armor, weapons, and stuff for both the fighter and the black mage here. So I don't disagree with this. This is
no. We haven't gotten to see that very much in this in this nonsense.
That is true. But it so far has worked out. Got that Invis 2 stick. We know where that black shirt is. It's gonna play out well. Plus, you're also getting a couple extra levels there. I think he did pick up a couple houses while I was in Elfland. So just step back out, use the house, keep going back down.
In the meantime, Marcus did manage to crawl to get out of Marsh Cave with his party intact, so we're gonna go find out what the crown leads to. And
Crystal.
It's actually fairly likely. What I was checking was how the placement logic works. And we are actually using a placement logic for this tournament that does make fetch quests early on more likely, which is something I've noticed overall, but today we're just going to get the canoe and continue on our way.
That's alright.
That's fine. So that opens up 2 more key item locations, the Circle of Sages and the Ice Cave. It also opens Volcano, which, for folks who may be joining us for the first time, we're using a flag that says that loose items cannot be in incentivized dungeons. And what that means is, certain dungeons are what we call incentive dungeons. They have a chest in them that is guaranteed to have something we've marked as important, be it a key item or a particular piece of equipment. There's 2 more special items than locations available. So they're what we call loose, meaning they can appear in any chest that it's valid for them to appear in. Volcano's one of the dungeons that can have loose items. Which, yeah, go ahead, 4X.
Yeah, and Sea Shrine is the other one.
Yeah, and then there's a bunch of whole one-off locations, the Cardia Islands, the Titan's Tunnel, Temple of Fiends, all of the little key-locked locations in the game.
Mm-hmm. Waterfall as well, which has the robot, which does have an incentive item, but the chests aren't incentivized, so they could it could possibly end up there as well.
Yeah, robots are not chests.
They are not.
Although they can be fairly boxy. But yeah, so, long story short, we might see one or both of these runners decide to just go ahead and full clear Volcano to see if they can find that loose item early.
Yep.
And Linkshot in chat calling out that we're also seeing Stone Touch on wolves. These runners probably glad they don't have to go back to that area without an airship.
Yeah.
Most likely. We could see a crystal forcing them back to walk back to Matoya.
Oh, yuck. Yeah, I saw something had Stone Touch. I couldn't tell what it was earlier. Thank you for pulling that out. So it's the wolves. That wolf pack is not fun.
But regardless, Grendy's grabbing their crown, and we're going to find out what's going on here in the Circle of Sages. Ah, hey, there's Brack.
Yay, Brack.
Level 6, not a place you want to see Brack or Life.
No. No, it is not.
And
Yeah,
that's...
Reese Wolf.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Reese Wolf pointing out 404 HP at level 12 for that fighter.
You know, I was being a little bit facetious about the 999 HP at level 25. This seed might be a little more eager for that than I expected.
Yeah, I think you're right. It may even happen before 25. Wow. So, guardianmarcus, getting into the river system here. And going to ice.
Yeah. And our sages did hand over the herb. So, we may, we may see Grendy decide to double back to turn that in before heading up to Ice Cave. We've seen both options explored in this tournament by runners of all sorts, so, you know.
And full clearing Marsh.
Well, that works out well for them.
Oh, yeah.
Because that Invis 2 stick is huge, especially for their party.
Oh, yeah, and 404 HP on the on that fighter already. Yeah, we're doing good.
Of course, I suspect that what Grendy's really looking for right now is a ribbon.
Probably.
Because that takes a lot of the edge off of that MDEF hit to the fighter.
Yep. RD Platypus pointing out that Grendy did realize he didn't have that silver sword equipped, so finally equipped it.
Very handy. I am a firm advocate of if you have a silver sword with any kind of bonus on it, throw that sucker on.
Yep. these sleep touch creeps. It was the creeps that had the sleep touch. Grendy
Yeah,
gonna get hit.
well, at least we're getting all these touch attacks out of the way early, but we have randomized touch attacks on, so there's no cap on what can have touch attacks.
No, yay! That's always fun. All right. Yeah, that nuke rolling high. Goodbye, Astos. Oh, here's that wolf pack. Yeah. Got away from it, though. Grendy heading back to Elfland. Gonna pick up some more magic here. Namely fast.
And zap, I don't hate it.
No, I don't either.
Yeah. And the Frost Dragons have Thunder. And Guardian Marcus. Guardian Marcus lost the entire team there.
Yeah. I think you're right, though. I think Grendy really is trying to fish out a ribbon somewhere. Okay, and it's going to be needed, especially with so far a whole bunch of enemies, or some pretty nasty enemies with Thunder. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because, yeah, those Frost Dragons, they're going to show up in Topher. And still going to be a problem when you get there.
Yep.
Grendy being a little conservative here, going to stock up on our save items. Gonna make sure that there's plenty of resources available.
Now, the one thing I do like about Grendy's party, other than quick EXP gain, is the quick EXP gain. Probably not going to have to take any sort of grind by the time we get to end game here.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, you take the high-value fights while you're fishing for gear and loose items. It's going to work out in your favor.
Yeah.
And another Thunder.
Yeah, 2 of the party members survived this one, but not the whole party, and not the one... Flame plus 3 shield?
Is this even randomized? What weirdo rolled this seed?
I don't know. I know it begins with a W.
Yeah, probably. But yeah. Today the Bane Sword rolled Bane. Who'da thunk?
Who'da thunk it?
For the people who didn't pick up on the subtext, I rolled this seed. It was me.
That's alright. Hey, you rolled a turn 1 Lich 2 with Nuke, so that was ambushy. So that was fun.
Fair enough. Anyway, so moment of truth here for Grendy. Well, there's one of the ribbons, and...
Ooh, an Opal plus 4 sealed, too. I would, with the ribbon and an Opal plus 4, I'd be okay with that for the fighter.
Yeah. And the cube, so... either it's the herb, or we've got to go dumpster diving in Volcano.
Yep.
So let's see if Grendy decides to chase the herb, or...
just run into a random encounter right at the intersection there.
Yeah, so we'll see what... so we're going to be held in suspense as Guardian Marcus hastily flees ice.
Yep, going to turn in that herb, it looks like.
Yeah, did Grendy drop a tint there?
I didn't see that. I think it just got out of the fight and kept going.
Yeah, because I mean, I've definitely seen that that save and go back to check a fetch quest, and if it doesn't turn into anything, just reset back to where you saved and go. But here we go. The herb turns into the adamant. Grendy, I'm positive Grendy is going to follow this at this point.
Yeah, I agree. I'm thinking Grendy, though, even though the two, we have 2 items, the Power Gauntlet and the Power Staff, which ends up turning into a Rue Stick and the Power Gauntlet, are out there, and considering you're not necessarily required to complete the game, I'm thinking Grendy's probably going to want most, if not all, of the incentive items for his party.
Yeah. No, would you like to do a fetch quest?
No.
Okay. Yeah, but no. So now I agree with you. Like, so here's the other thing to take into consideration, especially in Grindy's side. We have early fast. If Timber isn't at Melmond, that Saber Gauntlet becomes a lot more valuable. But Guardian Marcus, about to also follow this fetch quest. So
yeah. But 1 cube heavier.
yeah, so that's kind of the situation. That's kind of the thing right now. So in terms of exploration, Marcus has an advantage on Grindy. Like, he's only a few steps behind, really, but has all of Ice Cave. To his credit.
Yep.
Grendy still needs to go do Ice Cave. The flip side to it, Grendy's party is a lot sturdier, and that Ice Cave can wait.
And we have a floater now, so it's not going to be nearly as long to get to that Ice Cave anymore as it was just a few seconds ago.
Yeah. So I think we're going to see both of these runners go ahead and check that bottle, check Sarda. We might see an Earth Cave. Earth Cave is one of our incentive dungeons tonight. Although the treasure has been moved from behind that guy who sleeps on Lich's couch to a random chest on the 4th floor of Earth Cave. The fact remains, it is an incentive dungeon. And you have the ability to check it now.
Yeah.
And we haven't really seen many other, like, options. Like, we have that cube, but the cube's useless until you get the chime.
Yeah. You know, that freeloading vampire, that's why Lich moved it down 1 floor. He doesn't want him stealing it from him. So, yeah, Grendy going to turn in that floater.
Yeah, and our tracker Reese making an observation in chat, the way that the randomizer works, because that floater is available in the inner sea, the canal can be anywhere now. So one of our locations can turn up a zonk.
Yep. Yeah, and we haven't found anything loose, so it could be one of those loose.
Yeah, but Reese pointing out Grindy may assume that canal is in ice, owing to the fact that, well, canal could be anywhere.
Yeah. But we're...
Grindy taking the long way around to get to Gaia, instead of remembering that you can literally just fly south from Ryukon and be at Gaia in about 2 seconds.
Oh, yeah. Check in the black magic shop. We have... expensive warp.
Both in terms of money and in terms of how much leveling you have to do to cast it.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, Grindy's gonna have those levels.
Right, but by the time he gets those levels, probably not going to need it nearly as much as he'd probably want it now.
So Guardian Marcus finding that slab from Sarda, he can just hop up to, whatchamacallit, Melmond, and get that translated real quick.
Bottle turns into the key. All right, that's a good pickup.
Yeah, that's a really good pickup. So, like we said, all of those key locked locations that aren't in Marsh Cave can have either loose item in them. So, Grindy probably not complaining.
Nope. Plus, the dwarves, Corneria Castle, and Elf Castle, all and Northwest Castle, all free chest checks as long as you don't step in front of the ones in Northwest Castle too. So,
I mean, Temple of Fiends also has the spike tiles, and those are forced.
Yes, but it's. I didn't say it was completely. The reason I didn't say it was safe is because you still have random encounters in there. But still, I mean, at this point, they're probably I can't remember. Are wolves in Temple of Fiends?
Yes. Yes, they are.
Then it's not safe.
But yeah, so... But speaking of free checks, Grendy going ahead, popping into the Canary Island checks. Gonna go ahead and open all these free chests and see what falls out. So far, I think it's been a whole lot of nothing.
I think it got... Ooh.
Never mind. So, that's big for 2 reasons.
Yep.
Like I said, we haven't seen Temper, and I think Marcus did check... Did Marcus check the magic in Melmond?
I did not see... He didn't go to Melman. He went straight over to Earthcave.
Yeah, I don't know if he checked the magic in Melmond, but I think Grendy's about to.
Yep.
Alright, so...
Just the black magic shop, because he's never going to be able to use anything there. Rub, lit, and stop.
So yeah, that temper sword is huge.
Yep. And it's looking more and more tasty.
Yeah, because we do not have temper available below level 7.
Nope.
Yeah, so...
Yeah. Grendy getting his lab.
And Marcus going ahead and saying, you know what, I've got a rod in hand. I'm right here. Let's go ahead, get this item out of Earth Cave, and go from there.
YOLO!
Yeah.
Sorry. I am a
Fine.
40-year-old using really bad slang.
Yeah, YOLO. This isn't really a YOLO play. YOLO plays are usually reserved for things where you're underpowered for the situation, but, like, if it pays off, you're ahead of the game. It's like if we're diving Sky right now when he didn't have to. That would be a YOLO move.
Yeah. Or, last night's run, I commentated a 22 black belt carry into Temple of Fiends.
Yeah, see, there you go. I'm trying to help you not embarrass yourself in front of your children.
I do this on a regular basis.
Hey, the canal was in the inner sea.
Oh, hey, there we go.
And loose. And a gold -1 bracelet as well.
Oh, Grandy's liking this little check. I'm going to take that out with you. And Canal's a incentive item. Adds more to that experience pool. Checking to make sure the gold bracelet is better.
Yeah,
smart move there.
If it had been a silver +5, it would have been more likely, but, like, there's just enough difference between the different tiers of bracelet to where you usually need a pretty big swing on the, like, difference in level to make that work. And yeah, Reese making a good point. Now he knows that ice is going to have something of value.
Yep.
Speaking of value, there is the tail here in Earth Cave.
Yep, and Grendy's gonna like seeing that. guardianmarcus, of course, is gonna like seeing that. Neither of these two parties are gonna be detrimented from promoting.
Yeah, I mean, Marcus especially already having several pieces of Opal equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely going to be very happy to have the that on the fighter. So
yuck. Frost Wolves with Stinger.
That's fine. Grendy has been very scrupulous about stocking up on curative items, and also apparently a fan of the poison sound effect. Actually, makes sense. He knew that he was going to get stingered again, so...
Yeah, why waste the items and the time in your menu when you're just gonna get it again?
Yeah. Anyway, Lich looking a little bit shirtless today. Yeah, that is a fight literally on the step before Lich. That was funny.
Oh, fun.
Oh, hey! Temper also landed on one of the staves. So...
yeah.
So, that's really solid for Grendy, even... So, okay, here's what I like about that if I'm Grendy. I now know I don't have to hunt down the Saber Gauntlet. If it's, say, loose or in ordeals or something.
Yep.
Because now both of my party members can just throw the tempers on.
Oh yeah, yeah. Just quick and easy. Once you get your defenses up, couple tempers there, and then just don't even have to worry about it. You know, even if you do find it later, you don't even have to worry about using up spell charges for it either. Just keep on going.
Yep.
Ooh.
And there's another ribbon in the Canaria Treasury.
Nice +1 sword. Grendy's Canaria Treasury working out pretty well here.
Yeah. So, where did we find that? Where did we see that other ribbon? Was that Ice Cave?
Yeah, Ice Cave, the 3 above the final hole.
Okay. So, yeah. Since that's required, unless, well, we know where warp is, so...
Mm-hmm. So Grendy's probably gonna see it, unless for some reason finds all the items they want. Otherwise...
if they find the other ribbon before they go to Ice Cave, which is not going to happen because they're going to Ice Cave now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if they hadn't decided to go to Ice Cave now, peering into an alternate reality for a moment, like if they'd found the other ribbon, that might have disincentivized them from opening all the boxes here. Though we haven't really seen a good weapon yet.
No, we haven't. We've seen okay armor. We can go end game with if we really wanted to. But we're still looking for probably a nice piece for the fighter still.
Well, alright, we got the Opal +4, and we've got Vanilla Opal armor out there. We've seen both of those. Vanilla Opal is the same as Dragon armor in terms of absorb.
Right.
So,
but you put the ribbon on, you get the elemental defense off that.
Right, and I mean the ribbon's not part of your absorb defense, generally speaking.
No.
So that -1 on the ribbon's not gonna matter.
Okay.
Alright. And our tracker apparently giving like the tracker, not the person tracking, apparently giving a little trouble on lighting the orbs up. We're hopefully gonna be able to get that sorted out here in a bit, but
and Grendy running into those Thunder Frosties. Yuck.
Yeah, Marcus did get his Earth Orb and now has promoted very early on.
Yep. All right. But so where Marcus going now? Got a promotion. Gonna go ahead and turn in that bottle.
I don't hate it. So...
Nope. No, you're there.
Marcus will get the key. So, here's where things are going to be interesting on Marcus's end. Like, so Grendy kind of mostly has been following through on things on the southern continent. Marcus, with a dungeon under his belt, could make the decision to fade those key lock locations for now and focus on the outer continents for a while.
Which we know that the canal is in the dwarven armory, but he doesn't, so he's still gonna be opening chests in these unincentivized dungeons looking for bulky items.
Yeah, so that's the thing, is Marcus... If Marcus decides to go and check these freebie locations, knowing that there's still 2 loose out there, he'll find that canal and know he's only looking for 1 loose, and also find that temper. But the first thing he's going to do is go turn in his slab. Okay, well the first thing he's going to do is crash into the forest. But the second thing he's going to do is go check his slab.
Got a harm 3 stick out of the 2 chests there. Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
There.
Yeah, it looks like Grendy's Black Mage got taken out, I assume, by the Thunders.
Yep.
Yeah. Which, not great, but this fighter has a ribbon and 500 HP.
Mm-hmm.
And
a nice...
Yeah.
Pro ring, pro cape. I'm gonna have a second ribbon here before long too. Yeah, I think we're doing okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. Pro ring -2. Not great, but we'll take it. And we do get a stick out of Lefane.
Alright. Guardian Marcus is walking it back. I absolutely agree with that one.
Oh,
well,
go ahead. No, you...
Jinx, double jinx. Jinx again. No, I absolutely agree with that one. Both, we mentioned Grendy really wanting all these items. Marcus wants these items as well. I mean, it's not as much as Grendy, but still wants them. So walking it back, I don't disagree with it all.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. For Marcus, they're convenient. So Grendy, like, these buffing items are essential. Basically, his ability to win a war of attrition consists entirely of he doesn't have that. He just straight up doesn't. Like, his knight is not going to learn any curative magic. Like, if he finds an item that rolled a curative spell, he might be able to make something happen in the event of a prolonged fight. But the ruse stick makes it easier to survive, and the saber makes it easier to end the fight quickly.
Yep.
So they're almost mandatory for him, given his party and how the magic's rolled. Speaking of his party, though, he's got one character stunned.
And the mummies are hitting hard, too.
Well, I mean... Go ahead.
The cocktresses are the ones that have stun, though.
Yeah, and they're gonna keep landing it, and this is where that negative MDef becomes a problem.
Yep. And there we go.
Yeah.
Alright.
Grendy, taking a moment, breathe in, breathe out, consider what you're dealing with. Now, at least, knows okay, so here's the bright side for Grendy. They now know the spread of the treasure in this dungeon, and what's worth grabbing, which there's not really a lot on the bottom floor that's worth going back for. There's like the Bane Sword and a +4 fire shield.
Yeah, and nothing behind the spike tiles. So, I mean, whatever he wants to get, it doesn't have to go through those spike tiles again. Other than the vanilla undead pack spike tile. Yeah,
so that's kind of the bright side here on from Grendy's perspective. You can save a lot of steps just running through that bottom floor.
Yep.
And that ribbon is conveniently placed to where you don't have to take extra steps getting it.
No, and he still hasn't checked those 3 yet. So we know he's gonna. He's been checking all the chests here. He's gonna check those 3 as he goes by.
Anyway, the part of the white shirt tonight will be played by the Quake shirt.
Hey, I love me some cake there.
Oh yeah, no, I am a big fan of Quake items because the very first item magic seed I ever played, I turn 1 Quaked Lich with Chaos. I turn 1 Quaked Chaos with a Quake Staff.
Nice. So Grendy is going.
Yeah, didn't even X-Firm. Go ahead.
Grendy's going back down into the 6-pack. Get some of those good items that was there.
Yeah, I would guess going for the Bane Sword and the Flame Shield and then checking out.
Yeah. Not going to go back over that spike tile, because that was only like a couple hundred gold in that chest.
Yeah. There we go. And the Pro Cape. I did forget about the Pro Cape. So,
Yep.
yeah, going ahead, grabbing all of the good stuff, and then... Okay, I guess Grendy wants the XP off the zombie D. We did see they were fairly fragile, so...
Oh, Pro Ring.
Okay. Yeah, alright, that's understandable.
Yeah.
So maybe I misjudged this room a little bit in terms of what's in it.
Yeah.
Mark is continuing to check item shops. I think we've seen all of them except on rack, so our vendor items gotta be here.
Yep. My bad. That couple hundred gold must have been behind the vanilla.
Prosody?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Grendy still saved some steps, and more importantly, the Black Mage isn't dead.
That's the most important thing on that. At least we got rid of those stun touch cocktresses.
Yep.
And getting our ribbon now.
Alright, so in terms of defenses, Grendy's golden. That's a ribbon for his Black Mage, a ribbon for his fighter. There are no other characters.
Yeah.
I don't think Grendy's picked up that opal armor yet. I can't remember for the life of me where Marcus pulled that out of. I think no, it was Earth 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Grendy may still grab that.
Yeah, well, Grendy almost certainly will, because you're gonna check, because the box it was in was like the first one in that room. Well, no, Reese, we're not talking about the opal Cheerio. We're talking about the opal armor. I think that was down on Earth 4.
Chime with the robot. And we can't hold a heal pot.
Okay. So, Marcus has a choice to make here. Does he feel comfortable going sky, 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 sky? You have that early fade, you have that early nuke. You have a lot of good armor. The main thing you're lacking is a second ribbon to kind of boost your defenses a little bit.
And Grendy feeling, alright, well, I'm in the area. Let's just go ahead and knock out Volcano.
Yeah, so, okay, Grendy... hey, there's the Oxyale. Alright, so Marcus has an interesting decision to make now. Go ahead and dive Sea Shrine, or go and do anything else. So Marcus doesn't know about the loose canal and dwarf.
Yep.
So he's still got 2 loose items on his mind. And he's thinking about it. I think we just saw an ice +4 armor on Grendy's side.
Which, not bad armor.
No, that's not bad at all. That's... Considering that, he hasn't seen that tail yet, that's gonna be real good. Alright.
Reese pointing out in chat, we are in full go mode without loose, so Marcus doesn't need to open anything unless he wants to. That's very true.
That's
Still
true.
Wants to.
Yeah, we'll see what Marcus does from here.
Yep.
But,
These Pete survived a round of nuke.
yeah, Pete's can roll chonky.
Yeah, they did today.
Yeah, so Reese, the main reason I can see for Marcus to keep opening boxes, we do have an XP buff for every key item that you have. So I could see him wanting to suss out the last couple of loose items just to maybe be able to hang a little more XP on his party, because he hasn't danned anyone. I think he's still sitting around level 14 or 15.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's improved to 16 with the fights here in C. And actually, yeah, that's kind of the other thing. He still needs a weapon.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
Grendy's got that Ice 3, which can carry, but he's still looking for a good weapon, a better weapon as well.
Yeah, Ice 3 is like I already consider Ice to kind of be vanilla Ice to kind of be the like, if I absolutely positively have no choice, I'll dive Topher with this on a fighter weapon, but it's not ideal. And the +3 pushes it a little bit higher, but it's still not ideal. You're not hitting any weaknesses with it. It's just, it's not great. It's not brilliant.
All right. But the other thing Grendy is doing here is Brack Bonk.
Okay, that's actually huge. Like, that basically means, like, as long as whoever that's strapped to stays alive, you're going to be able to finish Kraken or Tia 1 on the first try.
Yeah. And now, for on Grendy's side here, Agma's in the Agma spot. Are we sure they're randomized?
Alright, so I don't think we saw any loose items here.
No, we've got one more chest we can check. But Grendy's doesn't have the information that we do as the things. He's still looking for Oxyale, still looking for Chime, still looking for the loot. That could still be loose.
Yeah, so... Yeah, I don't hate opening all these boxes, because, again, even if you have a pretty good sense of what's of loose, yeah, we're swinging an Ice +1. And yeah, Grendy even stopping to go, wait, is Ice +1 better than Sun -2? And the answer is yes. Barely, but yes.
Barely.
And even then, you might break out the Sun Sword against Lich anyway, just to speed things up a little bit.
Yep. Already Platypus Agmafax, did you know that they're weak against ice? I'm sorry, I had to come up with something.
Yeah. Alright, so that's 2 orbs lit for guardianmarcus.
Yep.
Not sure what his party's looking like at this point in terms of levels, but I'll try to catch a glimpse of it the next time he stops to save.
Yeah.
Which is probably going to be right here.
Yeah. That was too quick.
It looks like high teens.
Okay. Not too horrible.
Not too horrible, but... So, again, here's kind of the situation that Marcus is looking at in terms of endgame. We don't have a good weapon. We have 1 ribbon. We have a fighter who's going to be lagging in the magic defense department.
Ooh. We found that Vorpal +3.
What was the worst on that? +3 Vorpal? Never mind,
Yeah.
we have an in-game weapon.
Yep.
I mean, ideally we'd find something else to strap onto one of these 2 characters, but you hand that Vorpal +3 to the ninja, you're good.
Yeah.
Slap the knight in front when you get to your fiendry fights, and give the ninja the Vorpal +3, and
yeah,
you're golden.
Yep. Let the fighter take the punches. Let the ninja do the damage.
And let the bodies hit the floor. Alright, so Grendy skipped the hairpin chest here. Going back in. Fears no stinger now that both characters have a ribbon strapped on.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like guardianmarcus instead going to hand that Vorpal to the fighter. Also a fair choice, but like I said, I would be giving the Vorpal to the ninja and just saying, Yeah, this knight is now going to be standing up front, taking punches for my melee.
Yeah.
Because go ahead.
So I was just agreeing with you.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I talked about at the beginning of the seed the 10% hit penalty that ninja's working with. That +3 offsets a good chunk of that. To the point where at that point it's like, I think it's a levels difference. I think it's just a levels difference for that ninja in terms of how many swings you're getting. And hey, we found the eye tile.
Yeah. Yeah, taking over his friend the Blue D.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things, you know, eyes normally are found a couple of floors up, so it makes sense you'd see one right there on that tile.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So Mark is going to go ahead, peek this chest, probably hoping to go ahead and find that saber gauntlet.
Or a ruby.
And a ruby. Probably not going to turn that in, so...
Yep.
I think this means our saber's loose.
I think you're right.
Yeah. So... Grendy, depending on how he loots from this point forward, might find the saber bonk.
Saber Bonk of the TFC, the Final Fantasy chest.
TFC, for the uninitiated, is a chest found in Sea Shrine on the mermaid side. In the vanilla game, it is for some reason locked with the Mystic Key, in spite of the fact that you cannot possibly get to that dungeon without the Mystic Key. But since you can in the randomizer, it has been the bane of more than one runner. Because it turned out the item they really needed was in that chest, and they had to go into sea without a key to get access to the key, and then had to go back and open that box.
Yep. Yeah, yep, that Ford F-150 chest. I keep trying to come up with different words that begin with the letter F.
Valid. Also, nachos today, very chunky. I think I think Guardian Marcus dumped a lot of damage into it before it went down.
Normally, I like chunky nachos, but not today.
Not when they're trying to murder you on a narrow bridge in space.
Nope. I agree. Ooh, robot chicken.
Yeah. Marcus opting to go ahead and fight it. I like this move. You've got that Vorpal, you've got fast.
Yeah, you got a way to take him out, and it's going to be worth a good amount of XP.
Yeah. So, yeah, I say take this fight. That'll clear up a lot of the you've kept 4 characters alive, you're possibly lagging behind in terms of levels.
Yep. And Warmick has fast, so fun.
That's
right.
fine. Okay, I was mistaken on where that opal armor was. My bad.
Still, opal gauntlet.
Yeah.
Enough opal stuffs. They all blurred together.
Yeah, fair. Alright, Guardian Marcus takes Warmick down, picks up 2 levels on everyone.
Yep.
So, Marcus real good for Topher at this point.
Yeah, really at a point where really not looking to have to do any sort of grind at all. That Warmech fight pretty much did it for him.
Yeah. So yeah, we need something really spicy in Topher for Marcus to really need more levels than what he's got here and what he's going to pick up on the way down to Chaos.
Yeah. Reese Wolf putting out, our tracker pointing out in chat, we're not going to quite hit level 25, 999 HP, but we're getting pretty close. We're at level 23 of 750 HP.
Yeah, that is mighty.
Yes.
And yeah, like I said, that just kind of adds to my, you know, when you get to boss fights, hand the Vorpal to the ninja, shove the fighter in front, and call it a day.
Maybe pick up some white magic on that fighter, so Kraken 2 thinks it's a white mage and tries to do Kraken 2 things on the fighter rather than everybody else.
I never thought about that trick. I'm gonna have to try that the next time.
Yeah, I'm just a new Final Fantasy runner. Don't come to me looking for Final Fantasy advice.
Okay, look. Okay, here's the thing. There is nothing in the code that makes Kraken punch white mages. Nothing. You can look. It's not there. So the fact that Kraken always hunts down the white mage, or seems to, is either confirmation bias or superstition anyway. And so the way you fight magic is with magic.
Fair enough, I'm going with just the gods do not favor white mages in Final Fantasy. So we'll go with superstition on that one.
Yeah, so, yeah, no, I say put white magic on the knight, see if you can deceive Kraken.
May work.
Alternatively, maybe I should try changing my fighter sprites to look like white mages.
Yep.
Do resource packs available like that. Anyway.
Well, there's a reason baseball has rally caps. Anyway.
Yeah, so Guardian Marcus, lighting his fourth orb, and speaking of lighting orbs, the actual tracker finally catching up to our actual tracker. As Grendy is heading into ordeals to pick up that loot.
Yep.
So... Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, where did that... oh, wait, we got a handy dandy track here. I forgot where the chime ended up, but I forgot we could also,
Yep.
Look over here.
Yeah, Reese furnishing very helpful notes.
Yep.
But yeah, thankfully this ordeals is required, so Grendy was gonna have to do this anyway, but after this, going to be going up to Waterfall and down into Sea Shrine.
Yeah. It really, levels-wise, Grendy's not bad either. Just taking the battles as he goes.
Yeah, no, like that's what I'm saying, is like the beauty of the two-man is you're going to basically grind just, taking fights on the way.
Oh, yeah. Alright.
So Grendy might actually let us see if this knight hits 999 and where.
Yeah. Swinging at the zombie Ds, taking them out, getting the XP, and continuing on.
We go ahead and check these boxes. Maybe hoping for a cheeky Masa or Excal.
Yeah.
Or Katana.
Yep. Yeah. The race I commented the other night was 4 Force. I think you rolled it. It was Black Belt Rainbow. And
yeah, I
finding,
rolled that one.
Yeah, we found all the fighter/knight items that you could ever want. But just didn't have anybody who could use it. Ooh, a cake shirt. Found the cake shirt.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, Grendy taking the time to go ahead and get that into their inventory. Make sure that, in the event we wind up in a situation where that instant kill spell is handy, it's something you can cycle in as needed.
Yep.
Marcus, meanwhile, forcing his way through Earth Floor, coming up to Lich 2. Will Lich 2 demand respect today?
Let's see. There we go. Nuke. Paid. Down goes Lich, and we got a violin over on Grendy's side.
Yep. Grendy taking advantage of our fun % flags that change the loot in the ruby to any number of nutritious or musical items.
I like them both. I tend to like to give the Titans some junk food. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like seeing a trombone out there every now and then.
Yeah. So here's Carrie 2, and Carrie 2 is one of those bosses. She's the sneaky gatekeeper. And Guardian Marcus is respecting Carrie 2 by throwing that fast on.
And the wall out on the fighter as well.
Yeah. Like, so, the thing about Carrie 2, I think, I can't remember who said it, but 9 times out of 10, you can easily get past her. That 10th time, though, she will make you pay for the other 9 times.
I've seen more than once party getting wiped off of that carry.
Yeah. Because, so the thing about Carrie 2 is, she's got really good magic defense and a lot of swings. Her HP, not that threatening, generally, but it's just enough to where, like, you're not guaranteed to one-round her. And if you don't one-round her, Carrie 2 is very capable of putting your party in a bad position, even if you survive her.
Yep.
So, yeah, my standing rule is respect Carrie 2. Because when you don't respect Carrie 2, she very vividly reminds you why you should.
Oh, yeah.
Don't respect Lich 2, though. Never respect Lich 2.
Unless it's got turn 1 nuke that rolls high.
I will grant you that, having definitely gotten my face wrecked in a race by a first turn nuke Lich that my opponent first turn quaked.
Yep.
I was racing Dang Wu. That's just kind of how it works.
Well, we call Lich the speed bump. You're probably just going too fast. That's what happened.
No, I wasn't. I'm mean. But anyway, so Grendy not even stopping in on-rack. I don't even think that they checked the caravan after getting out of ordeals. But presumably aware of the fact that Oxyale is... if the Oxyale isn't here or in one of those item shops, it's the loose item. Although...
Right. Checked almost every chest you could think of.
Well, I mean, okay. He hasn't found the ruby yet.
No.
So, like, the worst case scenario that Grendy probably can imagine right now is, ruby either here or in the item shop, leading to an Oxyale in the, Titan's Tunnel.
Yeah.
That's really kind of the worst case left for him at this point. Which isn't that bad, but it's still the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it could be Ruby leading into Loose Chime, leading into Oxyale in Sky. There are still some problem cases out there. That's not what he's going to find, because this is the Chime and the Oxyale is being sold in on-rack.
Right.
But...
Right. We're just giving an idea what might be going through Grendy's head, or what it is. As me, I'm watching over here, seeing Tiamat stoned the ninja.
It's fine though. We've got plenty of pures, even
and soft,
and softs. Soft's the one you need. Yeah, we've got plenty of uses of soft, both as an item and as a spell.
Yep. Alright. Guardian Marcus really making relatively quick work of this Topher. I mean, entered in Topher at the 1 hour and 4 second mark. and down to chaos already. So we're gonna have a chaos fight here shortly.
Yeah. I mean, Vorpal +3, because that +3 on the Vorpal makes it an actually good weapon instead of a theoretically good weapon that is still the Vorpal sword.
Mm-hmm. All right. 3 hits, 93 damage. That ain't gonna do it, but we got fast, we got a rear stick, we got wall. We're good.
We also have various temper sticks and shirts available.
Oh yeah. We are able to get our damage output going. We got enough stuff to get our defenses going. We no longer have a black mage.
It's fine. Who needs a black mage?
Not I.
What are you gonna do? Cast Nuke and that temper you don't have?
Yep. Guy using fast off the ninja. That was a good pickup there after the promotion.
Yeah, the ninja's trying. The ninja is trying, and if Chaos punches, the ninja is there to make sure that the knight's endless supply of HP continues abreast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Grendy's I think Grendy just had to stop and do something real quick because Grendy's timer was still going during that pause.
Probably thinking where's the next step.
Yeah. Because, yeah, that's the thing with that chime there is, at that point, you are a vendor item away from needing to dive sky to gain access to sea.
Mm-hmm.
Or possibly having to find, your loose item in one of these locations that you haven't checked yet.
Yeah.
This chaos taking a while to take down. That Vorpal,
There it goes.
yeah, that Vorpal, it's slow but steady. But yeah, that last 270 damage, enough to finish the fight.
Yeah. So get your GGs in chat for Guardian Marcus. Finished the official race time.gg time 1 hour 9 minutes and 33 seconds.
Yep, GG. And Marcus should be joining us momentarily.
Yeah. Guardian just taking a pause there, going, uh-oh. Alright.
Not sure how familiar Guardian Marcus is with the speed gaming thing, may not realize he can come up whenever he's ready. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Marcus, GG.
GG.
Thanks, folks. GG's.
Alright, so let's talk about Thunder. So you decide to go ahead and make that ice play relatively early, before even following the herb. So, sort of what was the rationale for sort of taking that branch instead of going back to follow the herb?
I know it was a bit of a gamble, but I was hoping maybe, if Canal was there or something, so I didn't have to do a back and forth. I felt good with, Fade level 1, Nuke level 2. Not expecting Thunder, Frosties, but...
I mean, no one does.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's one of those things, you managed to work around it. So that was a gamble sort of situation where you were just like, if I turn up something here that makes it faster to follow whatever comes out of this herb, I'll be better off than if I just chase the herb.
Yeah, that's what I took.
Okay. I mean, it panned out for you. You wound up with a ribbon and some pretty good equipment all around.
Yeah.
About the only thing you missed, there was a pro ring -2 in the Frostwolf chest that I believe you skipped.
Yeah, at that point I was down to the Thief and Fighter, so I just decided to skip out on it.
Probably not a bad idea.
So speaking of two-man parties, your opponent actually just went straight up two-man strats. Took a fighter and a black mage. And two nuns.
Well, that's an interesting combination. Not one I would have been comfortable with, but if they're comfortable with it, power to them.
Yeah, no, it's worked out fairly well, and the extra experience is pushing us closer to the fighter winding up with 999 HP before like level 30.
Right.
So, speaking of Blursings, this seems like a good place. So, you went fighter thief white black. Kind of why? What was sort of your thinking? Is that your usual party? Did the Blursings push you in that direction? Just sort of your thoughts on that.
Yeah, that's my usual party. I feel pretty comfortable with it. The running with the thief early on and the agility, I think is really, really, really good. And obviously with the fighter with all that HP, you kind of feel like it was a no-brainer. And then I like to go white black.
Nice.
I don't hate it.
No.
So, Marcus, not Marcus, 4X, you got any questions while I'm thinking of more?
No. Yeah, just kind of throw me through your thought process. We talked about you making a good heads-up plan on that ice cave, but throw me through your thought process and why you decided to go to the ice cave rather than go backtrack on the herb.
Yeah, again, I was just hoping, either floater or I was expecting more canal, so that way I didn't have to go back and forth. And I was actually planning to do volcano after ice cave to get early chests and such, look for loose item. But because I was down to just the thief and fighter, I ended up going reviving and then deciding just to go to Elfland, which ended up really paying off. So I kind of got lucky there.
Nice. Well, just for your information now, the canal did end up being in the dwarf treasury, as well as an extra ribbon.
Extra ribbon would have been nice.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, so, what Grendy followed that floater, followed everything to the floater, and then took the key, and went and started opening key lock locations. Basically, again, because of that two-man party, there was that incentive to, Kraken won, got the black mage. Grendy, unfortunately, not having that Vorpal sword we know about, trying to go ahead and get these defensive buffs up on the knight to weather the storm, and getting to the point now where Kraken's not landing very many hits. Grendy, you needed to start swinging. Kraken gets a lot of hits, and
That can happen.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
This is danger. This is the danger zone for Grendy.
Yes.
Really needs to end this fight here and now. 5 hits, 199. Yeah, literally, if one of Kraken's hits sneaks through, Grendy's dead. But manages to get through. Only remembers to heal up immediately.
Yep. 900 hit points on that fighter now, though.
Grendy, one of those runners who's also forsworn auto sort. That being another one of our fun percent flags that turns off one of our convenience flags that moves heal potions to that first slot, or I guess reorders all of the consumable items to be at the top of the item list instead of the bottom.
Yep. Alright.
But gets through Kraken, gets that water orb lit, has everything needed to go into Sky.
Yep. Getting some more nukes out. Yeah, these water enemies not Yeah, just say, nah. We'll take it for a round.
Yeah. So, Grendy at this point probably going to do the same thing we saw you do, Marcus, and collect that ruby out of Sky. I wouldn't be surprised though if we see Grendy actually follow up on it. I mean, first of all, they already know that you finished, but secondly, they have secondly, there is a decent chance that Saber Gauntlet is going to be in Titan's Trove.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I grabbed the ruby, I'll just cheeky check to see if it was a power bunk or not.
Let's see here. Oh!
Oh!
So, Warbeck.
I was just gonna ask that.
Yeah. So, was that pretty much I'm not sure I have enough levels yet, but I have a Vorpal sword. Let's go ahead and kill Warmech. Also, did Grendy skip the first floor of Mirage?
Yes, he did, so it's not gonna get that Vorpal +3 that's available there.
He may be planning to check it after he finishes the dungeon. I mean, it's quick to pop your head back in and clear those chests out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you don't find anything else you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think... Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're answering my question.
Yeah, I mean, I was ready to go without it, but once I saw it pop, once I got the encounter, I'm like, yes, I definitely want these levels, and it'll make it that much better, and then, I felt comfortable fighting it with both Fade, Nuke, Fast, Broomstick, so I wasn't worried, I wasn't too scared about it, and it ended up being pretty tame anyway, so...
Yeah.
All in all, that was a great encounter.
So level 21 across the board, that's within your comfort zone with these flags?
I'm comfortable. I mean, having the temper item helped me feel comfortable even though I didn't get to use it against Chaos, but maybe if I didn't have that, I don't think I would have felt as comfortable because I didn't have any temper available, and even a Vorpal +4 is still a little on the weaker if it doesn't crit.
Yeah. So do you want to know where Temper was?
Sure, did I miss it?
It was in Lefane, along with Cure 4. And Gaia had your Life 2, and your Harm 4, and your Ice 3, and your Fire 3, and your Quake. And your Heal 2 if you wanted that.
Other than the Life 2, I don't think it really mattered much.
It's nice to have to not be reliant on one set of spell charges for your AoE damage.
Absolutely.
Yep. Meanwhile, Grendy's over here. Further up in Sky. Didn't see if it made it up to the top floor yet. Oh, still on the maze.
This punch air. Oh, come on, this isn't a maze.
That's what it's called, but
No,
getting out of my neighborhood's more of a maze than this.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a maze unless you turn the maze on. And because everyone but me's a coward, no one ever turns on the Sky 4 maze flag.
It's all good. Eventually.
Sky maze with patrolling Warmech is just great fun.
Level 29.
For the unfamiliar with the randomizer, one of our flags inserts extra walls into Sky 4 randomly, basically turning it into a literal maze.
I don't think the dream of level 30, 999 hit point fighter is going to happen. We're level 29, not quite there yet.
Fine.
It's alright.
We're going to see 999 on Grendy's side before this seed's done.
I agree.
Anyway, Brax are coming out. And,
Swinging that ice sword.
yeah. So... Sorry, so Marcus, you were basically hunting for a weapon when you got into Sky, right?
Correct.
Yeah. If you hadn't found a weapon here, would you have doubled back to those key lock locations before attempting Topher? Like, how cool were you with thought of doing Topher with an ice +1?
No, that didn't feel good. I definitely would have checked the key lock, for sure. Just hoping to find something.
Okay. And Grendy lights the orb, realizes that saving is a good idea, but is going to go back in and get that purple sword.
Yep.
So here's the other question I had. And if you go back and watch the VOD, you'll see me comment on it there too. Why did you put the Vorpal on the fighter and not your ninja?
That's a good question.
It worked out either way, but it is interesting to me because, like, in my mind, the Vorpal its advantage is the crits, and you're even with the ninja having that hit penalty out the gate, it's still outpacing that fighter. Yeah, I mean, it's not that big a deal. You got through it in one attempt, so ultimately it doesn't matter, but just... I was just curious if there was anything, like, that you had in mind with strapping the Vorpal to the fighter.
No, I just felt like it was gonna do me better there. I did think about putting it on the ninja at first, but I ultimately obviously decided to just throw it on the knight and just leave it at that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Grendy's got the fourth orb lit. Heading on, getting ready to go into Topher. Probably gonna do some last minute shopping. We got our endgame weapon, we got our endgame armor. We're fine. Everything is fine.
I'm curious to see what their black mage's stats are looking like at this point. Mainly in terms of HP.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see here. So that
336.
Yeah, 336 and a knight with 960 HP.
The dream is alive.
Not full healing though before coming in here. Not that I necessarily agree with that, but I mean, Grendy must be feeling pretty good about this Topher.
Yeah. Yeah. Thinking better about it. Something.
Yeah, this might be I'm gonna fly back to the inn real quick and get all of my... Because the thing is if you're missing if you're not at full health, you're probably also missing magic charges, and I think Grendy just kind of processed, oh, yeah. I might want charges on this party.
Yeah. You gotta watch this going up, then going down, down, down into a burning ring of Topher. I was gonna try to do a Thunder Wolves thing for off of Thunder Rolls, but I couldn't make it work in my mind.
I think that you'd have needed, like, Blizzard or Frost to have been on, like, the Gerwolves. Then I think you could have at least made the chorus work.
Yeah.
Like, playing off the Heart Grows Cold part.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely possible, but it's tricky.
Yeah.
Like, we'd have to workshop it off stream, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not something you want to try to do off the top of your head right away.
If we didn't have someone diving Topher right now, maybe, but, like, I think the energy we'd have to devote to that would detract from Grendy's dive here. But yeah, that extra 30 HP the Black Mage got at the beginning, showing its worth in terms of just saving on healing when bad things happen.
Oh yeah. It
Also, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, also, Grendy showing the benefits of, like, having those extra spells, like sweeper spells on top of Nuke, thereby just burning a Lit 3 instead of a Nuke clearing out that Germedusa pack.
Yep.
Anyway, here's some purple dude. He's not gonna live long.
And there goes the purple dude.
Yep, told you.
Yep.
Okay, here on Firefloor, I am reminded of something else I want to bring up. So, Marcus, you respected the crap out of Carry 2. Have you been burned by Carry 2 recently?
All the time. You know, practicing DC, I've been more than I want to admit. So I've learned to just, I'll take the extra, 30 seconds to get through it instead of wiping and having to dive again.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. I'm definitely team #respect Carry 2, who had Nuke, apparently.
That's why you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, like I was saying to 4X, with Carry 2, it's one of those things, 9 times out of 10, most people can get away with not respecting Carry 2, but that 10th time, she makes you pay for the other 9 times.
Absolutely.
And I've watched more than one race this spring tournament where Carry 2 is than the Wiper.
Yeah, I think I called one race where Carry 2 was legitimately more dangerous than Chaos. Like the runners had far more trouble getting past Carry 2 on the first attempt than they did. Or I don't think either runner made it past that Carry 2 on the first attempt. But
yeah, and which usually doesn't have enough HP to last more than a turn or two, but it pulls off that turn 1 nuke or is a little
here,
yeah,
throws a swirl out.
Just to be a little nasty for you. Alright. Gonna go ahead and see what Kraken 2 does when it doesn't have a white mage to punch.
I'll punch the black mage.
Yeah. I didn't see if Grendy picked up some white magic on the fighter to maybe trick Kraken, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I mean, maybe the spell charge will be enough. We were discussing, Marcus, whether or not putting white magic on the fighter might trick Kraken into thinking it's a...
Nope.
Alright, just gonna point this out. That's not a commentator's curse. That happened 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Like, just as a reminder to everyone, that happened 10 minutes ago.
And it's 600 damage against that black mage. I don't think you could have out-leveled that punch.
No, you couldn't. It's a black mage. I don't even know if you can out-level it if you roll Black Belt Vitality with a Black Mage. Because their Vitality starts so far down in the gutter.
And
they
with
get
all that full armor
bonus
and
bonus
HP.
HPs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep, with all that wonderful armor and all that HP on the fighter there, Kraken 2, just, 30 hit points there, here, another 32 there.
Yeah. It helped also that the knight did have that invis, whatever we found that had invis on it.
Yeah. All those,
Yeah, we have an invis 2 stick.
well, we have all those items that we found. The Invis 2 stick, the temper items. We're actually, the dive here is still going, even with the Black Mage down.
I mean, granted, at the moment, Tiamat is, punching, the knight, but it's fine. Everything's fine.
Yep.
Yeah, we got enough
Death
invis
have,
on there.
Oh yeah.
Death have Stone Touch stuff.
And nuclear. Just for
That's right. Your ninja got turned into a statue.
Yes.
But it's fine. Everything's fine.
we made it through it. Healing it up. Yeah, there's our 999.
Yeah, Grendy very wisely healing before taking a step. Because nothing feels worse than losing your solo knight to an encounter on the way to Chaos, which we already found.
Mm-hmm.
But alright, we're at Chaos, and our knight barely made it to 999 HP off the back of Tia.
Oh, we did it. We got that 999 fighter / knight. That makes me happy.
So... let's see if... so I think Grendy's gonna keep this knight in the top slot, so... Invis comes out. Second layer, Tornado drops. We're probably gonna see 4 layers of Invis come out. And then we're gonna start seeing some... okay, 5 layers.
There's the temper staff.
Yeah, yeah, it's one of those things, usually 4 layers of Invis or 2 layers of Ruse. That's generally gonna be enough to keep Chaos from... oh! Chaos has Cure 4. We missed that before.
Huh.
Good place to use
I
it
don't remember
before we...
seeing it.
Good place to see it before we start doing the damage.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been terrible for me.
5 hits for 400. Nuclear comes out. Does some damage, but not enough to matter.
784 damage. We're doing some respectable damage here. And we just terminated. Alright, everybody, get your GGs in chat for Grendy. Finished with official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 35 minutes, and 19 seconds.
Turns out that having a level 33 knight with a +3 Vorpal sword, kinda makes life a little bit easier when you can stack a few layers of temper on top.
And 999 HP helps too.
Yeah.
Alrighty. But we'll do all the good stuff there. Do the inviting. See.
Alright. And Grendy's down there, and I'll let him know.
Here we go.
Grendy! GG!
Thank you.
Alright, so let's start with the obvious here. What on earth possessed you to go fighter Black Mage Nun?
It's fun.
Valid.
Yeah.
Valid.
Very valid, yep.
So was that your plan from the get-go, or did it kind of pop into your head when you saw the blur scenes, or...?
It more came in because of the blur scenes. I mean, I've done a couple of practice seeds, and I've come to the conclusion that Fighter Black Mage does not work well for me with whatever these flag sets are. But I also didn't really care for the malices on everybody, and maybe I just put too much stock in those. So I just said screw it and went for the Fighter Black Mage.
No, no. I mean, it's understandable. Like that hit percent penalty on the thief definitely like gave me a pause, and I like taking thief. And the lack of ribbon on the red mage is just a non-starter.
Yep, those were the two big ones too, because the usual party I've done when practicing has been fighter, black mage, thief, red mage, and just it's worked pretty well. But then yeah, those malices were just kind of like, oh well, that kind of throws everything away that I wanted out of these parties. Because take the thief and he's gonna be hitting less than I want him to, and if I take the freaking red mage, he's dead in Topher no matter what. Somebody has elements, and he's gonna die because of it.
So, no temptation to take a white mage instead of one of the nuns?
No.
Okay, I see that we have another fizzle beef. Good to know. Alright. So, let's see. The first major divergence, as I'm sure you might suspect, was at the herb. So, Marcus took that herb and said, you know what? I'd rather go to Ice Cave and see if I find something that'll speed up the inevitable fetch quest. So, what was your motivation for not saying that?
This sounds bad, but I had a feeling the floater was gonna be there. Like, I felt it in my bones, and when I got it at the end, I felt so big-brained, and then I lost by like 30 fucking minutes.
Language, good sir, but,
My bad.
you're fine. But yeah, no, so yeah, it's one of those things where, like, so, where I'd say you, I'm trying to think of, so I'm kind of running back through the seed in my head and trying to think of where some of that time lost came from. So some of it just came from, like, just, you know, routing to some extent. Marcus, made the play over to Onrak early. Just because, like, I guess, Marcus, you were sort of following the let's find the vendor item, let's go ahead and figure out what my loose items will be if I even need the loose items, yada yada yada. Right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Alright, so yeah. So Marcus kind of found all of his go mode items very early in the seed, relative to when you did. Like, he followed up the bottle, he followed up the slab, he hunted down the chime and the oxyel over by Onrak, so, like, you know, I can't put a number on it. I have to say somewhere between, like, the 30 or 40 minute mark. Marcus already was in the phase of, alright, I just need a good weapon and I'm golden. So I think that's where you lost some of that time, Grendy, was just, like, without that knowledge of, like, go mode, you couldn't know to just, like, gun it.
I think at that time even, I had just gotten the floater and I was going around, I did all the key locked, and the only one that had anything worthwhile was Canaria, and it had a ribbon and I think the ice sword that I was swinging around for the longest time.
Yeah. Yeah, so that, yeah, and that's the thing, is, like, you definitely gave up a little bit of time, chasing the key lock. It wasn't the wrong move, because, you did still have 2 loose items outstanding until you found that canal in the treasury, in Dwarf Cave. It's just, in this particular seed, it panned out in a way where you lost time doing all that. Probably the other thing that, worked out for Marcus is just the fact that, he did have that white mage, did have that thief. It made it a little bit easier to sustain, his party. You did lose some time to, wipes, and to situations where you only had the fighter. Which, I mean, you know, that
Ice
fight with
King.
Tia was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Where you basically barely got your invis stacks up to the point where you could, in fact, not get hit.
Oh no, that was Kraken.
That was Kraken.
One.
That was Kraken.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Kraken.
I sometimes get my purple blue things what are weak to poison mixed up.
My whopping 17 health left over to pull me through the night.
But yeah, the point being, you barely got your invis stacks to the point of invulnerability in time with that fight.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, is Marcus had that extra melee, that actual ability to heal, access to that fade shot right off the bat. So that's where I think so that's also where you lost a bit of time, was just like in situations where you kind of didn't have a backup, you kind of just had to muscle your way through, and it's just going to be slower in those situations. But it's one of those things, like, I still respect the two-man play. Like, that's the kind of thing that you have to do in a tournament situation, is go, you know what? I'm just going to try and power through this, just rack up the experience, and, you know, just go for power overwhelming on two characters. It's just, in this case, the magic didn't do you any favors, either for your knight or your black mage. And your opponent just sort of picked a route that gave them the information they needed to know when they could just sort of hit the gas and go.
And an hour 35 still a respectable time too. Most of the seats I've been watching have been finishing between an hour 15 and an hour 30. So you're not far off. It just happened to be your opponent today. Got a really good. Exactly.
Yeah, there was. It didn't matter what party I took. I've never seen anything close to an hour 9 on a seed I've run. So, hour 35 wasn't bad on my part. I'll take it.
And I mean, the thing is ultimately you taking the two characters did win the moral victory, because we got to see 999 on what, a level 33 fighter?
Yep. That
Yeah.
made me happy.
He got beefy real quick.
Yeah, no, it was one of those things when we saw the Blursings, that one was immediately like, that fighter is going to be unkillable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even with the MDef malice, you find a ribbon and throw it on there. There's nothing that's actually going to be able to kill this thing except pure statistical probability.
Mm-hmm.
Or improbability, I should say.
Yeah, we were just trying to figure out when, not if, but when we would see the 999 hit points.
Now, you did scare us a little bit, Grendy, in Sky, when you skip Mirage 1 until after you killed Tiamat. Was that sort of just a deliberate,
Yes.
this is quick to check, I can do it after I finish the dungeon?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. It was. I'll check. I was trying to go quick, but I also knew I needed a weapon, so I checked greater than less than, took the free chests, and I was really hoping for a ruse stick for the incentive, but I didn't get that either, so
Yeah, the ruse stick was in Lefane.
I figured it had to be there.
Yeah, neither one of you saw the Saber Gauntlet, so
Where was that?
It's either in Titans or Mermaids, I think, or maybe one of those outlying chests on Kraken's side.
Does Canal not count as a loose?
No, Canal counts as a loose. You only found one loose.
Did I? I thought I found both.
No, you might have gotten mixed up. I've done that too. The tail in Earth Cave was an incentive item.
Oh, that's true. That is insane. Yeah. No, I just stopped looking in boxes then because I thought I had both of them.
Yeah, I've definitely gotten that same mix-up. Just, oh yeah, that's not a normal key item location. That must be loose. And then I've had my co-coms remind me, no, you idiot, that's an incentive item. It's just in a random box on that floor.
Swinging the
So
Vorpal feels dirty. I wanted a Massa so bad.
it's a Vorpal +3. That's basically a katana.
It's probably best that I found it after I finished, because I might have chucked it off the bridge. Just out of habit.
While being anti-Vorpal is valid, no, that was the best weapon.
Yeah, I needed it.
Yeah, we didn't see the X-Cal, we didn't see the katana, we didn't see the Masa. Like, that was the best weapon by a country mile. I think the second best weapon was, like, that Temper +1, aka the defense sword.
I'm not gonna lie, if I didn't pull that Vorpal, I don't know if I'd have dived Topher. I might have given it one shot, but that would have been it.
Well, yeah, y'all had that Temper sword. That's a defense sword with a +1 bonus. That was actually a good sword.
Was it? Okay, maybe I should have looked at that one then.
Yeah, okay, so...
I thought
so
I had a Temper stick and a Temper axe.
No, so for future reference, when item magic is on, when you pull a weapon that is just the name of a spell, that's the defense sword. Like no icon or anything, that's the defense sword. So yeah, if it gets a +1, that's an in-game weapon. It's not a great in-game weapon, but it is arguably like as good as an X-Cal against Chaos.
I am going to have to remember that.
And so am I.
Yeah,
I swung that ice sword way too long.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm saying this because I just thought about. Wait a minute, they found the defense sword and it had a +1. They should have been swinging that after promotion.
I was thinking it for a bit, but then I changed it to the Vorpal after.
I gave it to my black mage.
I mean, fair, but yeah, no, I mean, to be fair, you also promoted relatively late. Like, you would have been swinging it for all of one dungeon, because I think you promoted right before you went into Sky.
Yeah, it sounds right.
Yeah, so, like, you would have been swinging... You would have only been able to swing it through Sky, which, granted, with that Tiamat fight, you might have wanted to have been swinging it, but... yeah, so it's one of those things, it's not like you lost too much by that, but just something to keep in mind for your next runs is just like, if you find that early or like when you don't have a better weapon, yeah, the one weapon that doesn't have an icon but is a spell name is the defense sword, and it is a good weapon if it rolls plus, or even more. And heck, even with a minus, I think it still outdoes a vanilla ice sword. So like a -1 defense is still better to swing than like a +0 ice. But anyway, I think that we should probably start wrapping up here. So, Grendy, do you have any final thoughts?
Nope, it was another fun spring tournament. Glad I got to play again.
Don't forget that we do still have the play-in and the last chance qualifier.
Oh yeah. Maybe I'll get in on one of those.
Yeah, nah. Like
I have an O2. I'm not getting in on anything.
Well, the way things are shaking out, if you still have one more race, don't you?
I can't. Don't think I'm gonna be able to do it because it's got to be done by tomorrow. Maybe Thursday.
Thursday, I think, is the last day.
Yeah, I mean, you might still be able to squeeze it in, but even if you're O2, you can still do the last chance qualifier. And if you can't squeeze that last race in and win it, it's looking increasingly like it's going to be the 1-2s fighting in the play-in. But that's something that's going to be shaken out here in the next day or so, and it sounds like math and we're live on Twitch, so I'm not going to go too deep into it. But, you know, you still got a shot to at least get a little more tournament time in, but hopefully hopefully we'll see you around for more stuff, because it's nice to have people. And for, like, again, it's one of those things. It's also nice to have people who are willing to go, Black Mage Fighter.
I usually just join random races in the organization room.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's important too. So, but yeah, hopefully we'll see more of you around, one way or another. Marcus, what about you? Any final thoughts?
Happy that I was able to have a good race in a pod match. Probably my first one that I've actually really did well at. Also want to thank you and 4x11GD for comms, Reese for tracking, whoever, I'm not sure who restreamed, but thank you for restreaming.
Speed
And oh right, Speed Game. Thank you very much, Speed Gaming, for letting us use the channel. And also a special shout out to the spring tournament committee, especially what's going on lately. There's been a lot of discussion. And I also have to give one special final shout out to Danny, who literally organizes all the restreams. So shout out to her.
4X, anything you want to add?
Nope, as I said, both of you runners, you guys did a good job. As I said before, this don't get too hard on yourself, Grendy. You ran a good race. It's still a fun one to watch, and really enjoyed watching that 2-man strat. It was fun to see how that played out.
It's always fun to run. Give it a try.
Absolutely.
All right. So first of all, looking at the schedule ahead, there should be a race on Speed Gaming 2 that's, if it's still going, it's getting into the nail biter phase. I'm gonna be surprised if the race that starts at the same time as us on Fizzlebeef's channel is still going. But otherwise, that's gonna do it for tonight. You do have until Thursday evening to get your races in, to get your last race in, Grendy, because Demon Frog and Krellin are going on Speed Gaming at 9 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. But tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on an as of yet undetermined Speed Gaming channel, we do have Chadbert and Aaron2U2 finishing up Pod C Strong. That should be a good one. Aaron2U2, a very solid runner. Chadbert, also very solid. I expect that one's going to be a both runners fighting their way through Tover situation. So you still have time to get yourself on that schedule there. And if any of this sounds exciting, feel free to join our Discord. You can find it through FinalFantasyRandomizer.com, or if you're in chat still, I keep forgetting I can't trigger that command on Speed Gaming. But go to FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. You'll find a link to the development Discord. You can find a link to the community Discord. And, yeah, join us. You'll get alerts when the races are starting. And you might even learn a thing or two. We've got our Duck Derby, our program, our Duckling Boot Camp and Duck Derby, our program to help new runners starting after the spring tournament wraps up. So come in, get yourself acclimated, and who knows, maybe next year we'll be sitting here talking about your miraculous entrance into the bracket phase. But anyway, I've rambled on too long. I'm sure everyone wants to get out of here. So yeah, thanks to 4X for talking with me. Reese, thank you for keeping us honest. And Grendy, Marcus, thanks to both of you for giving us something to talk about. It's always fun. So I think it's going to do it for us. Thank you, Speed Gaming. And Reese, why don't you go ahead and hit that button and get us out of here.